UPSC Prelims is around the corner, and a lot of students have been thinking about how to cover current affairs. Even if you're preparing for the next year preliminary examination, this video is going to be useful for you. Today, I'm going to focus upon how to be able to cover current affairs more holistically, specifically for prelims and at the same time for mains and interview as well. I have divided my points into total of 4 parts. The first part is to open your mind. Second is about newspaper. Third is how to cover monthly current affairs and how to make notes of from these current affairs. And fourthly, I will be talking about newspaper for Saturday and Sunday. What is their importance? If you want to skip to any of these sections, you can do it, but I would recommend that you go through all these 4 points one by one along with me in the video only. So let us start with the first one, which is about opening up your mind. This is the most important, and that is why I'm picking up before anything else. The question is how to open up your mind, and what do I mean when I say open up your mind? Now, connecting current affairs with the syllabus, a lot of people talk about it, but this is where it becomes important because merely covering current affairs is not going to give you results, is not going to help you clear the examination if you're not able to connect it with the syllabus at every point. Let me give you some examples and then I will also be telling you how to do it. Now, this is 2019 papers and I'm going to pick up some questions from this paper. I will try and stick to economy section because that is where my specialization lies. A question is here which says, there are two statements. The first statement says, purchasing power parity PPP exchange rates are calculated by comparing the prices of the same basket of goods and services in different countries. So it basically defines what is PPP. Second option or second point given in the question is, in terms of PPP dollars, India is the sixth largest economy in the world. Now, in 2019, the ranking of India changed, and that is a current affairs topic. But from that, a question which is more inclined towards the concept, towards the syllabus, towards the understanding of PPP as a concept is asked in the examination. If you're not able to connect that current affairs with this part of the syllabus, this forms a part of macroeconomics, then automatically you might get confused or you might lose out marks. Let's pick up another question. With more questions, it will become even more clear. The question says, which one of the following is not the most likely measure the government or RBI takes to stop the slide of Indian rupee? It doesn't matter what the options are. Now, inflation is high in India even now, and rupee has been sliding vis-a-vis dollar for the past 6 months, 8 months even now. Therefore, whenever there is a situation like this, question can be made from these current affair issues where the UPSC goes back to the concepts and asks you questions from the concept of what options do the government has, what options does the RBI has, whenever there is depreciation in value of Indian rupee vis-a-vis dollar. So this kind of question based purely upon the concept but picked up from the current affairs can also be asked in the examination. Let's go through the options and try and understand if the options are also conceptual or not. Curbing imports of non-essential goods and promoting exports, encouraging Indian borrowers to issue rupee-denominated masala bonds, easing conditions relating to external commercial borrowings, following an expansionary monetary policy. So these are the options given below. I'm not going to go into the right answer, but all these options are also purely conceptual in nature. There is no connection at all with any current affairs, but the question has been picked up based upon the current happenings in Indian economy only. So this is how they create questions. Okay, I have another one. Now this is a very interesting question because you will not read this one anywhere in the syllabus. It does not form a part of the syllabus at all, but it has been picked up from the issue of NPA, non-performing assets. The question is very simple. It says, which of the following is not included in assets of a commercial bank in India? Advances, deposits, investments, and money and at call and short notice. These are the options. I'll repeat the question. Which of the following is not included in the assets of commercial banks in India? Very simple question. But where will you read about assets of commercial banks in India? Whenever the NPAs are high, that means the assets of banks are going down. Connecting the increasing NPAs to the concept of assets and liabilities of commercial bank, that is where the question has been asked. But if you only stick with the syllabus and read the syllabus and the current affairs separately, without integrating them, without connecting them, then you might lose out on questions like this. You might get confused because you've never read it, never looked at the balance sheet of commercial bank, because it does not form part of the syllabus of economy at all anywhere. Therefore, you might lose out on this. Indian banking system, Indian financial system, students read it, a lot of teachers teach it online, but it is not strictly a part of Indian economy. A lot of books, a lot of sources also miss out on Indian banking system, and specifically area of assets and liabilities of commercial banks. Okay, so this is how you have to connect your current affairs with your syllabus. This is what I mean when I say open up your mind when you are covering current affairs, not only for prelims but also for mains. Let me come to the second point, second idea here, which is about newspaper. You do not have to make notes from the newspaper. Please make sure that you're not making that mistake, because all the coaching institutes nowadays are already making notes for you. They're already doing the hard work for you. One person is sitting and just doing that the entire day. Therefore, if you are also doing the same exercise, you are involved in disguised unemployment, or you're wasting your time. You're not smart enough. So make sure that you are not involved in making notes of your own. Newspaper is just for getting an opinion, because all these monthly current affairs magazines that you get, they provide information, they provide understanding, but they do not help, or they cannot help in creating the right opinion for you. That is where the newspaper helps. Therefore, use the newspaper only for creating the right opinion, only for expanding your horizon of knowledge, but not for noting down points or information, because monthly current affair magazines are already doing that. Make sure that you're following this small tip. The third point is monthly current affairs, which follows from the second point. Which all monthly current affairs are reliable? I would say Vision IAS, Rouse IAS का focus आता है that, and Insights on India. These three monthly current affairs I would call as reliable, so you can blindly follow them. You would not be harming yourself. The question that arises is how to make notes. Number one thing is, please make notes online only. Please do not make notes offline from these monthly magazines. If at all you want to make notes, you can also skip making notes, because these are also in notes format. But if you're a person who wants to make notes, then please make sure that you make them online only. Secondly, you can divide notes into three parts. One is data sheet, which is going to be a summary of all the data points that you find in these magazines, so that you do not have to uh, go through the entire year's magazine in order to revise all the data points. Second is summary sheet, wherein you revise the major points into smaller parts so that you can go through them faster. And the third is connecting the current affairs mentioned in these monthly magazines with the syllabus. For example, if there is some Supreme Court judgment which has come out recently and it is connected with Article 21. So, if you have made notes online on Article 21, which is a part of the syllabus of polity, then you can write this example, this new judgment below the Article 21 information by creating a box there online and just mentioning this example. This way, when you're going through your syllabus part, again, you're revising it. Automatically, you will also be able to revise current affairs, and you are integrating your current affairs with your syllabus. So you do not have to do it when you're sitting in the examination hall, you're doing it while making notes. But for this, it's very important that you follow three kinds of note making online. Number one, data sheet, only for data, summary sheet for summarizing all the current affairs that you've read. And the third one is integrating your current affairs with your notes, with your syllabus notes. Okay. Let me now come to the last point, which is newspaper for Saturday and Sunday. I have seen that a lot of students are wasting, are basically not wasting, but I would say take the Saturday and Sunday as a little off, or a little subtle, or a little more relaxed by skipping the newspaper for these 2 days. But I have seen that environment and science and tech, These two parts of newspapers are provided very well on Saturday and Sundays in the newspapers. Therefore, if you want to cover environment and science and tech well for your prelims, then please do not skip your Saturday and Sunday newspapers, especially Hindu and Indian Express. You might say that I can go through monthly PDFs, monthly current affairs, or monthly magazines of environment and science and tech. Yes, you can. You can cover it there as well. But the details provided there in those magazines are only a small part of how detailed they are covered in the newspapers on Saturday and Sunday. So make sure that you're covering at least these two parts of Saturday, Sunday newspapers and making notes online simultaneously for environment and science and tech. The weightage of environment and science and tech in prelims has also increased by leaps and bounds. Therefore, you cannot skip it anymore. It's not like the old days where you can skip science and tech and environment and still clear the examination. Their weightage has increased a lot recently in prelims. Okay. So this was about the strategy, the way, the right way to cover current affairs for prelims. If you have any doubts, if you want to say something, if you want me to talk to you about some other topic related to UPSC examination, then you can very well mention it in the comment section below. I will try and make a video on it as soon as possible. You can also reach out to me by my website, that is anujindal.in. The phone number, the email ID, everything is available there. I'll see you very, very soon, guys. Keep preparing hard. All the best. Take care. Bye bye. Jai Hind.